Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to another new release review. And for today we will be covering the live action remake of Dumbo. And the story is a remake of the 1941 original cartoon Dumbo. But for those of you who don't know, a struggling circus discovers an elephant with oversized ears and the ability to fly, and things get taken to new heights. To kick off the positives, Colin Farrell, Danny DeVito, and Nico Parker, the three of them were by far my favorite aspects of this movie. These three in particular were really great, and my next positive of course has to be Dumbo himself. He is just so cute, my god he is so cute, and the CGI on Dumbo in particular is superb. But like seriously, when I say cute, I mean like baby Groot level cute. They did a really great job, and I am so happy that at least Dumbo, in regards to the visuals, was amazing. Next is the score, and this one might not be everybody's favorite, but I really did enjoy it. It really conveyed what we were seeing on screen, whether it was terror, whether it was wonderment, whether it was excitement. I felt the score was paired very, very well with what was going on the screen, but I really enjoyed it, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the movie. And the next is the sense of wonderment that you get from this movie, whether it's Dumbo's first flight, his first show, seeing the circus and all of its glory. That childlike feeling, sense of wonderment that you get was such a rush, and I absolutely loved it. And next is just the fun to be had. This movie, there's a lot of fun in it, and I'm sure that your kids are going to love it, whether you take your children, your siblings, whoever it may be. I definitely guarantee that they will have a lot of fun with this movie. And now for the negatives, and I can pretty much sum up all the negatives with one big sentence. And that is that this story is not meant to be a 2-hour movie. The original Dumbo clocked in at 1 hour and 4 minutes. This movie clocks in at almost a full 2 hours, and it definitely doesn't need to be. It was just too much. It was too long, and in doing so, it transitions right into my next negative, and that is that all the filler that they put in it and trying to stretch this story almost an extra full hour made it feel super generic, super by the numbers, and it became very, very predictable. A story that you've seen 100 times over, and that does really bring down this movie for me. And next is the fact that I just really felt like you didn't feel anywhere near as much emotion in this movie as you should have. Colin Farrell, I loved his individual story arc, but I never felt a connection between him and the kids. Him and Eva Green were supposed to have this kind of love interest bond there. Didn't feel that at all. Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton were supposed to have this kind of on-screen chemistry. It just didn't work. As well as this movie felt like it had no stakes at all, and I guess that comes from it being so generic. You know where it's going, you know exactly what's going to happen, so you just don't feel any sort of fear for these characters. You don't feel any emotion when any of this peril is supposed to be going on. There's really no stakes to this movie. And next is something that I said I would touch on a little bit later, and that is the fact that I didn't find the visuals always really blended all that well with what was going on screen. You could kind of tell when, like, hey, that's definitely visuals, and that's definitely an actual person, that's definitely green screen. You know, sometimes it works just fine when it's supposed to be all whimsical and out there, but when the movie really feels like it's kind of set in reality, it definitely didn't work all that well for me. And sometimes I feel like Tim Burton took them a step too far in typical Tim Burton fashion, and they went towards almost Alice in Wonderland style visuals. Dumbo himself is great, most of the other animals are fine, but there are definitely moments that could have been touched up a heck of a lot more. Well, with all that being said, folks, I did enjoy Dumbo actually quite a bit. I would have given it a bit higher of a score if it wasn't for the lackluster second half of the movie. Therefore, I'm going to be giving Dumbo a 7 out of 10. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what were your thoughts on Dumbo 2019, the live action remake. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap.